Hey, it's Andrew with GY6 Vids, and in today's episode we have another ballistics test. This time, 458 SOCOM versus a lot of gel and a whole lot of meat. That's gonna be worthy of high speed. Oh, what? All right, a lot of you guys know what 458 SOCOM is. If you don't, it's a big O round that shoots out of an AR-15 platform. The gun we're shooting today is a CMMG Anvil. It is designed and meant for the 458 SOCOM. Bigger bolt, better barrel, so on and so forth. We've done a full review on it. You can click the link in the description if you want to go see that video of the gun shooting 458 SOCOM. In that video, we did shoot the ammunition we're about to test today. We have 3 different types of ammo. They got only 2 containers right now, but they come in different sizes and speeds. One of them is subsonic. This one is their Buzzsaw ammunition. Now, Buzzsaw ammunition is 500 grains. I don't know how to explain that without just showing you. It is a lipstick container as it is, but the projectile goes all the way down to about there. It's a gigantic, heavy, heavy round. But because of that, it flies very slow. So it's coming out at about 975 feet per second, which means out to about 100 yards, it stops being fairly accurate. I mean, you'll have decent accuracy, but not much. That's like its limit. We are gonna do accuracy testing here in a second. We're gonna shoot at 100 yards with the supersonic and subsonic Buzzsaws to see what impact points you have on a target at 100 yards. Now, the Black Butterfly High Velocity Penetrator rounds, these are the Barnes TSX rounds, which are 300 grains and coming out at 1950 feet per second. Now, the projectile coming out of this Buzzsaw round is designed by Maker Bullets. It's a massive 500 grain projectile coming out at 975 feet per second. Hog Stopper rounds, which are the TTSX Barnes bullet, are coming in at 300 grains and flying at 1850 feet per second. We got 2 blocks, one smaller, one's larger. They're cooked the exact same temperature, the same density and everything else. Don't worry about that. One's just a little bit shorter because different amount of gel, and we're gonna be putting a lot more gunk through this one, and this is older gel, but it's still calibrated at the same rate. We'll be shooting through this one, and we should see some decent penetration into the next block. 458 SOCOM, coming at you quick, through meat. This meat has bone in it. We're also gonna shoot a turkey, and we're gonna shoot cinder blocks. Let's get into it. Okay, we're down at 100 yards right now. We will be shooting at a silhouette target today. This is from tatargets.com. They are jumping on board as a sponsor of GY6 Vids. I've been using their products for a little bit now. I'm very impressed with the way they do their welding, the way they set up their targets for ease to break down and to set up. It goes right down into the notches, ready to rock and roll. This will ting back and forth every time you shoot it. Pretty much the most simple setup I've had with a reactive target with steel ever. And if you need steel targets, head over to tatargets.com. Use discount code GY6Vids to get 15% off anything they sell on their website. And it's permanent. So if you see this a year from now, 2 years from now, it'll still give you 15% off. It's always there for you guys. Hope you appreciate it. Let's start shooting. Let's see what type of accuracy we can get out of a 458 SOCOM. Our optic we're running today is from Vortex Optics. This is the Diamondback HP. This is a 2 to 8 by 32. Fantastic setup. It gives you enough range for accuracy out to 100, 200 yards, but nothing too extreme, just like the 458 SOCOM. All right, we're dead center on the target now. Oh, a little bit to the right. Now, there is many factors going in. I mean, it could be the ammunition, it could be the gun, it could be me, it could be the sandbags, it could be the wobbly table, who knows, but it's only hitting slightly to the right of the popper target where we're at, so we're only off about that much from where we want to be. Let's go to the last one and see where this impacts. Sounds good. Sure is. So it's just high. We have 3 shots and about a group this big on the dead center popper. We're gonna now put in the bricks, hunks of lead going down range at 500 grains. Their max range is meant to be about 75 yards to 100 yards max. So if we get a decent group out of this, you know, coming closer, you're gonna have better luck because the drop is not gonna be as severe. All right. Let's see them. Also, I have the adjustable gas block on the Anvil adjusted down for less recoil with the full powered rounds. So the subsonic rounds may not cycle. I don't want to adjust the gas block right now. So not on the ammo, not on the gun. I have it turned down. So we'll see if it cycles. Whoa. Holy hell. All right, well, it hit extremely low, about a foot, and it hit the small little popper on the bottom. That's how much weight's behind this round. It hit that steel and it bounced it off its hanger on the backside of the steel target holder. I may have not nudged it in all the way. I didn't plan on shooting the smaller, lower hanger, but at least we hit one. Okay, let's do Kentucky windage. I'm gonna aim for the head and see where it impacts, and I'm just gonna keep aiming in that same spot on the head and see where that group appears on the center of the target. Because we're hitting about a foot low with these. All right. So keep that in mind. If you're going from one to the other with these black butterfly ammunition rounds, you're gonna hit about a foot low. Yeah, and like I called it, round didn't eject. Not a big surprise. I have that gas adjusted pretty damn low. All right, let's see where we hit. Okay, so I aim for the head and we're hitting low and to the right, so there is a adjustment for where it's flying in the air as well with windage. All right, didn't pick up that last round. Thought it cycled, but I guess it didn't. Man, these things kick. Not bad, it's about 4 MOA. It impacted about that far apart. Yep, I like it. It looks like we have 5 shots. We have 2 and 2, and then 1 underneath of it in a group about this big. Not bad for 500 grain projectiles at 100 yards, which is its max capability. So I'm guessing you're gonna get into that 2 to 3 MOA when you get about 75, probably 1 to 2 MOA when you get to 50, and it'll hold a better bead. But for right now, we just wanna know if it was decent enough for hog hunting, and I'll take that for hog hunting. Now let's see the ballistics gel test like you guys all came here for, and see what happens when these bad boys impact meat and ballistics gel at 21 feet. All right, so we got the 2 ballistics gel blocks down there ready to rock and roll. Let's shoot 1 round at a time without any resistance whatsoever, no meat, no bricks, and then we'll get into an entire ham with bone in it and a turkey. We're gonna do the high velocity round right now. This is the high velocity penetrator. Let's see if we can capture it in these 2 blocks. I'm guessing, yes, we're gonna get it. Oh, can't wait. All right, let's see it. Come on. Yes. All right, so we captured it all the way back towards the last 6 inches or so of the last block. So that's fantastic. Round looks to be expanding out perfectly. Temporary wound cavity, obviously huge coming from this round, but also the permanent wound cavity is out of this world. I mean, it looks like a ceiling fan was just pushed through the gel block. When you see that temporary wound cavity in high speed, it expands out and pushes almost the entire block out and then collapses down really hard, and you see that flash. Now that flash, for you guys who don't know about it, I did a video in the past and I saw it years and years and years ago. It's an old video. I didn't know what it was. At first I thought it was unburnt powder coming out of the short barrel of this little 357 revolver and then entering the gel and then igniting. But what it really is sonoluminescence, which is the rapid expansion, rapid collapsing of that air pocket causes ignition, and that's why you see a burn mark in the permanent wound cavity as well as smoke come out the gel block. So sonoluminescence, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that perfectly, but that's what it is. So when you see that flash, don't freak out. This thing is coming out at 1,850 feet per second, so 100 feet per second less than that last round. We'll see if it reaches that 35-inch mark. It may not. Still, anything past that 30-inch mark is gonna be plenty, but we'll see if it holds true when we put it against meat, like I said already. Oh. Definitely impressive penetration with that one. 100 feet per second less than the velocity, and it's getting about 5 to 6 inches less penetration. So it's stopping right around that 30 to 31 inch mark. And the temporary wound cavity is very, very similar to the high velocity penetrator round, but when you see the permanent wound cavity, you have some decent permanent wound cavity at about the 15-inch mark, and then it slows down and goes into almost like a straight bead. Granted, there are tear marks in there, but it's very, very small compared to the extreme penetrator because you don't have that expanded petaling that's sticking out on the round. It's becoming more pulled back and mushroomed and slowing down. All right, so now for the round you guys came here for, you're looking at the Buzzsaw round. Subsonic, 975 feet per second, as I've stated, so not gonna be as much penetration, but it's designed to dump all its kinetic energy real fast and meant for close to medium range. And it's 500 grains. Going to the right now. Whoo boy. Safety off. Oh my God. What? This round is massive. Buzzsaw round, it's insane. When it rips through, because it's 3 giant petals coming off this Buzzsaw round, it looks like a 3-blade broadhead ripping through the gel. Obviously much larger temporary wound cavity because of the kinetic energy, but the permanent wound cavity looks very, very similar. So you're gonna have a massive amount of blood loss, very good blood trails to track if you're hunting with this round. Plus, it did get about 33 inches of penetration at subsonic, beat out a supersonic round at 1,850 feet per second in penetration, and it's got much larger petals. I mean, you would think physically that it looks like flaps on an airplane, it would slow it down faster and we get less penetration, but it's not the case. So pretty impressive. I like it. Temporary wound cavity wasn't as large as the other ones because the speed's not there. Velocity creates a lot of kinetic energy. Even though it's a much larger round at 500 grains, that velocity helps a lot with that temporary wound cavity, but permanent, it's pretty impressive. Okay, so we have the cinder block, ready to rock and roll, same distance, same everything. High velocity penetrator. Oh boy. All right, so I took the high velocity penetrator round out of the gel and I wanted to see what happened to it because in high speed you can see it definitely penetrates the brick, goes all the way into the gel, leaves a decent temporary wound cavity. I mean, not as big as it was, but still pretty damn big. And it goes 22 to 23 inches into the ballistics gel. After pulling it out, I can definitely see why the permanent and temporary wound cavity wasn't as good as the first time because the petals, they warped and it deformed. So, you know, not great, but still definitely gonna do the job if you're shooting through brick. All right, whole ham, bone in. Let's see what happens. We'll do the high velocity penetrator round on this and the Buzzsaw. I want to see what happens with bone and this much meat, how much that Buzzsaw can actually get into the gel. $40 in ham. Here we go. 500 grains. Oh man. So at first you saw it impact and it was kind of like, bruh, not even great at high speed, but you turned it around and you have a very large hole. It went right through the bone. Center of this is cracked. All right, so that was interesting. The Buzzsaw round impacted the meat and I was kind of like, it didn't move to the point where I thought I missed. What it did is it went in, tumbled, and lost one of its petals. 2 of them actually. Only one remains on the actual projectile. One of them was lost inside the gel. The other one was lost, I believe, inside the ham. The fact that the petals fell off kind of really sucks. But I did look inside the ham and it went through the meat, through the main bone, obliterated the bone, and came out and still went about 15 inches into the ballistics gel, even though it was losing 2 of its petals. So not a complete loss, but not the best I would hope for. Let's shoot it again on the slightly right side with the high velocity penetrators, and let's see if the expansion is more uniform, unlike it was through the concrete. All right, shooting a little bit to the right side. There we go. Much better results from that. Oh my God. Yeah, so high velocity, yeah, that hit bone. Nothing else needs to be said. Oh man. Yeah, direct impact on the bone, blew this side off, exploded all the way through the gel block and stopped at about 22 inches in what looks to be perfect expansion. Wow. All right, so we have our frozen turkey, not just a regular turkey, and then we accidentally bought one that's basted, so it has all sorts of juice inside of it, but it's frozen right now. So we'll see what happens with the TTSX round, and see if it pushes through and penetrates and leaves a nasty wound channel out of this frozen turkey, which is kind of heavy. Whew, man, bugs are everywhere now that this meat's all out. But Blackheart Knives, want to give them a shout out. Fantastic blades, razor sharp, and I happen to puncture into that basting bag that has all the, get away from me, I'm not a turkey. That's a turkey. Go to the turkey. Freaking bugs. Blackheart Knives, as you guys know, I'm a blade nut as well as a gun nut, and the fantastic blades. You can see them on Instagram, Blackheart Knives. Big shout out to them. Thank you very much, you guys, for sending this blade out. It's beautiful, and I love it. So, TTSX round, we haven't shot this through any barriers yet, and I figured I'd save the turkey for it. It's more of a standard, traditional hollow point. Oh my God, I mean, look at all these bugs. They like ham, bacon. Who doesn't like bacon? TTSX round. Oh man. That was a good shot, went all the way through the turkey, massive expansion, and all the way down to about roughly a ½ inch less than it originally did without any resistance whatsoever. So that's pretty impressive, going through a frozen turkey. Granted, it's not a whole ham with a giant bone in the middle of it, but that round is definitely still doing something. That temporary wound cavity at the beginning was insane. But it does seem to be losing a couple of its petals. 2½ inches into the second block, it lost a petal, and then about ½ inch before the end of the first block, it lost a petal, and then it lost another one up front when it entered. But did great. I will say, my favorite round of the day, high velocity, extreme penetrators. This round's awesome. Black Butterfly ammunition, go check them out. Links in the description. Their website, they have the ammunition, so if you do have a 458 SOCOM rifle, these rounds, especially the high velocity ones, are gonna be insane. I mean, anything doing this to a giant chunk of ham, it's gonna get the job done, that's for sure. So, it's Andrew with GY6 Vids. Hope you appreciate the video. If you do like these videos, make sure to click the like button. Also subscribe to GY6 Vids. You can click on the little annotation right here. Shows GY6 Vids. Click on that. Even if you're on mobile, you can subscribe. Also, you can go check out our full auto 458 SOCOM video we filmed a while back, about a year and a half ago. So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. Until next time, let me know some other ideas. Comment section. Oh, later.